All right, so we got some new update from the CEO of Perplexity, and he posted something quite important on Reddit. And this post answered quite a lot of questions that people might have regarding to the state of Perplexity, especially after what's happening in the past few weeks or so. And so in this video, I'm going to try to recap everything that you need to know based on this post. I will let you know what is the current state of Perplexity, and then what you could expect from Perplexity in the future. So let's go through the point number one. There is a question, why auto mode? And this is related to the problem that when you are using Perplexity, by default, now it is using the auto mode. So there is the auto mode, the pro mode, the deep research mode, the reasoning mode, etc. But by default, now it is using the the auto mode. And the answer from Perplexity is that because it is always a good idea to let AI decide whether or not the answer should be, the question should be answered by a regular mode, the pro mode, the reasoning, or maybe deep research. And I think that's, I guess that's a fair point because it will guarantee that the answer is going to be as quick as possible. However, as someone that has been using Perplexity for work, I can tell you that it's better to just select the mode manually because you work with a multiple AI models, and sometimes one model is better than the other, and that's why I always manually select the mode or select the AI model that I prefer. So again, even though Perplexity is making it to be the auto mode by default, you can always select the AI model that you prefer. Okay, that was the point number one. The point number two, why are the models inconsistent across modes, and why don't I see a model selector on settings as before? So this is related to the previous point, and Perplexity has updated its UI, and now previously you have to select the default mode on the settings page, but now every time you start something or asking something in Perplexity, you have to select the AI model that you prefer. And I think that question is asking about why I couldn't see, let's say, DeepSeek R1 anymore, why there is no Sonnet, reasoning, or maybe O3 mini. That's because now the AI models are being categorized based on their type. So there is the AI model for traditional LMs like Sonar, Cloud 3.7 Sonnet, GPT-4.5, Gemini 2.0 Flash, Grok 2, and many others. But now for reasoning, they're going to be on their own menu. You have to select reasoning first, and then you can have access to R1, O3 mini, and then Cloud 3.7 Sonnet reasoning. And then there's also deep research. Right now it is using Sonar. So the point is each model will now have their own category, and I think that makes a lot of sense, and perhaps some people are a bit confused about that, but I think this is actually a good thing because there is no point of using reasoning if you just trying to get a simple answer. So I think maybe there must be a better way to communicate to the user or help the user know that they can select to a different AI model by going to a different mode. But I guess right now this is the best approach. Okay, now how does the model selector work? Again, this is related to the previous question. If you want to select the model, then you have to click the mode first. This is the auto mode. There is no model selection, but there's going to be model selection if you go into the pro mode right here. Like there is Sonar, Cloud, GPT, etc. And I'm hoping that at some point we have access to select the AI image model, like even recently GPT-4.5 is able to create image. So hopefully in the future, we have the option to generate image using Perplexity. I think that's one feature that has been missing from Perplexity. All right, now there is also this topic about infrastructure challenges. So this is a very important point. And there are a few things that you need to know here is that Perplexity is now trying to make the deep research agent to be better in a way that it's making it think 30 minutes or even more, which is quite a long time, but it will guarantee the answer to be a lot better. And then they're also trying to make code execution work in Perplexity. So I believe they're referring to Manus, which is an AI agent that can let you preview what's happening on the side of the chat window. For example, if this is Perplexity thread, then there's going to be a window on the right side maybe, or maybe on the center, And this is going to display everything that is related to, maybe AI agent or maybe related to the code execution. Like you could ask Perplexity to generate a code for a website, and then on the right side is going to display the preview of the website. I think many AI tools like GPT with Canvas, there is also Cloud, Cloud Artifacts is also one example. So I think they're trying to implement something like that, but in Perplexity. And I think that's going to be really amazing. And not to mention, they're trying to rewrite the code. They're going to use Golang because there's going to be a lot of new features that they're going to implement. And they're going to be more careful at implementing the features because the reason why there are a lot of problems is simply because the language that they choose is just not really scalable for Perplexity, and that's why they're trying to switch to a different language. And hopefully that goes smoothly so we can get all the new features from Perplexity. All right, now the next point is, why does deep research and reasoning go back to auto for follow-ups? Not really a bigger problem, but some people are actually doesn't like this change. Like if you are asking Perplexity to create an answer using the reasoning or deep research, then by default the follow-up is going to be defaulting to the auto mode. This is similar to the first point, but as I said, you can always go back to select the mode or the model that you prefer. I think it's just a minor inconvenience, but some people are actually really concerned about that. Okay, so the next point is, why no GPT 4.5? This is actually quite an interesting question because Perplexity used to enable GPT 4.5 almost immediately when the model was released, and we have access to 10 credits a day, which I think is quite generous. But not long after that, they limited to 5 credits, and now it is gone. And the reasoning is because they said GPT 4.5 is very slow. It is only outputting 11 tokens per second, which I guess makes a lot of sense. And they compared it to GPT 4.0 with bigger token per second, and then Sonar with even bigger tokens per second. And the answer is basically, we remove GPT 4.5 because it is very slow. But I don't buy it. I think it's really because GPT 4.5 is just very, very expensive. Right now, GPT 4.5 costs like crazy amount of money. Like I think it was $150 per 1 million tokens compared to only $2 or maybe $1 per 1 million token for GPT 4.0. So that's a massive gap, and I think even with just 10 credits a day, that's going to burn Perplexity a lot of money. I think it's not worth it, and that's why, in my opinion, that's the reason they removed GPT 4.5. Okay, the next point is why there are so many UI bugs and things missing or reappearing. So this is happening because of the new UI update, and they're actually implementing the answer mode, which makes Perplexity to be similar to Google. So you can search something like the best restaurant or the best hotel, and then there's going to be a menu that lets you navigate and then see the answer almost like Google. And yeah, that's the approach that the company is trying to be. So we are going to see more UI changes. We are going to see more bugs in Perplexity simply because they are trying to implement more and more features into the platform. So that's kind of expected. And then lastly, are we running out of funding or facing market pressure to IPO? Well, no. According to Perplexity, they have good financial statement at the moment, and they're not trying to scam the user or anything, but they're just trying to focus on make the product better. And also they want to communicate to the users more transparently to avoid any incorrect conclusions. And then lastly, they're not going to IPO until 2028. So they're planning to make the company public. And yeah, this is not what's happening in the last few weeks are not the steps or the process that they are trying to do to make the company look good before IPO, because again, the IPO is not going to happen until 2028. So it wasn't because of the IPO. So yeah, that's basically all that you need to know about Perplexity. And of course, there are many other things that he didn't answer, and that's why in the comment section you'll see that there are a lot of people asking more questions, and Thankfully, the CEO is actually answering those questions. So if you want to read all the questions from Perplexity users, I'm going to leave the link in the video description so you can check them out. But yeah, that's basically it. If you want this video to be useful and if you want to see more Perplexity related videos in the future, then feel free to subscribe to this channel. And in any case, thank you so much for watching.